What is up, everyone? I am your host, Master Walrus 9, back with another episode of Walrus's TCG Dailies, the show where Master Walrus 9, that's me by the way, comes in and plays some Pokemon TCG Live. Today, our daily challenges are to complete a match without conceding. Super easy, just don't rage out. Might be a bit hard for me, but... And then, deal 400 total damage to your opponent's Pokemon. Again, that's not bad. Those are both reasonable. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a deck that worked decently well in the past. This is Lugia. Now, Lugia is an interesting engine. It's all based off of this card, Lugia VStar. It has the VStar ability, Summoning Star. During your turn, you may put 2 normal Pokemon that don't have a rule box from your discard pile into your bench. And you're thinking, okay, that's alright. The limit to normal Pokemon kind of sucks. Crossing out rule boxes, whatever. That's not that great. And you're right, it's alright until you pair it with Archeops. Archeops is a stage 2 Pokemon, so it's extremely hard to cheat out. But it has the ability Primal Turbo. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 special energy and attach them to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. So, you use the Lugia V to cheat out up to 2 Archeops. You can get by with just 1 depending on your deck, but 2 makes it more consistent and fast. But this is a soft once per turn 2 special energy. And this is from deck to Pokemon. The only thing that's kind of sucky about this is it has to be special energy. And special energy is in kind of a weird state as it comes and goes right now. Because we've gotten rid of Aurora energy. And so we now have the new Rainbow energy, which is... where's Luminous energy? We got rid of Aurora energy, and it's now Luminous energy. And so now all your energy is essentially normal based. And so if you're running a deck that can work with normal, then that's alright, that's not bad. But if you want to run type diversity with the Lugia engine, then we can talk something pretty good. Special energies really are kind of out of scene right now. There's no real Pokemon that work excellently with special energies, except for, I think it's a Wigglytuff EX, I think. Yeah, Wigglytuff EX, which is alright. If you have a special energy attached an additional 100 HP, that's pretty good. I like that one, honestly. But what we did, or I did, was I paired up the Lugia VStar's special energy engine with Single Strike and Rapid Strike. This episode's going to take a look at Single Strike. Next episode, we'll look at Rapid Strike. So what we're going to do is we have the Impact energy and the Single Strike energy. And so we're running kind of like a mixed engine. Single Strike and Lugia VStar. So what's the game plan? Well, I have some type diversity for getting big hits. There's Skarmory as a steel typing, which will be able to hit the strong ice types. Pinsir as a bug type will be able to hit the dark type. And we got Single Strike Urshifu VMAX as the big boy right here. This one has a 270. You have to discard all energy, but it isn't affected by any effects on the opponent's active Pokemon. If you're able to get all 4 Single Strike energy attached to that, as it provides fighting or dark at 1 at a time but does 20 extra damage, that's an additional 80 damage. That means you can hit for 350, which is going to kill most things. Really, what it doesn't kill, I can't think of. You're gonna have to have some hardcore damage reduction in order to kill that, because like the highest HP I can think of is 340 on a VMAX. So that's our kind of general killer. The pincer's in there to apply two aspects. First off, it's grass type, bug type in order to hit dark type weakness. Also, our attacks won't be affected by resistance. So if Urshifu VMAX needs to go against a psychic type such as Mew VMAX, we could still take that matchup in theory. The Skarmory is more for specific matchups. It's one of those that I could honestly take out and switch it out for another single strike, but it's fine as a single strike. And we got Drapion V in there as just a Mew VMAX counter. You really can't beat it. So then we posed a question of what's in our trainer support. Well, we're running 3 Boss's Orders, 2 Research, 2 Jacques, a Kamado, and 4 Iono, as well as 2 Serena. So the big aspect is that these Archeops need to be in the trash. So in order to get to the trash, I'm running stuff that allows me to trash really easily. This is the Ultra Ball, this is the Kamado, this is the Serena, and this is a Research in a worst case scenario. After that, I'm running some switches, basic switching tools. Choice Belt, in case we go against a VMAX, V Pokemon. This helps in the matchup a lot. Earn of Vitality allows me to cycle 2 single strike energies back from my discard pile into my deck. Hisuian Heavy Ball allows me to get a basic from my prize cards into hand. So that will be able to unbrick me in most situations. Lost Vacuum is good for dealing with stadiums and items, which can be a pain because it is a VStar ability. So something such as Path to the Peak will shut it off. And Tower of Darkness is kind of just a supporting stadium. I can draw 2 if I discard a single strike card from my hand. Well, I don't have much for single strike cards, so it's mostly going to be either one of these Pokemon or a single strike energy. Ultimately, it's a last-ditch effort. The plan is you can pull with Jacques or with Ultra Ball the Archeops, then you use Serena or Kamado to trash them, and you just want to cheat out Lugia VStar as soon as possible with the Archeops, because once you get the engine rolling, it is hard to beat. Now, it is severely nerfed compared to what it once was due to the exchange in special energies. So you're not going to see many decks in Lugia Single Strike anymore. However, I thought the engine still works completely fine, with a couple of exceptions. So what if we paired it with Single Strike or with Rapid Strike? Those that have special energies that are really good. Now, we're going against Alprom right here. Not sure what he's running. Charizard Coin almost makes me want to think it's a Charizard deck. Super popular. Honestly, it's one of those decks that it's worth betting on your opponent playing, and it's good to have your type matchup determined ahead of time. In Charizard, I got a Charizard V deck I love to run, and I'll showcase eventually. I think I'll probably do it after the single strike. So this hand, kind of rough, in all honesty. I'm not sure on what to do. Oh man, we had to shuffle a lot of times. We got a few basic Pokemon, so I don't know why that happened. Yeah, we're looking to be going against a Arceus, Charizard V, Pidgeot, or a Charizard EX, Pidgeot EX combo deck. The deck's alright. I honestly don't feel crazy oppressed by it, but there's some problems that make it hard to work with. We have a decent enough matchup, because if we can get the Pinsir onto the field, we're going to be able to do super effective damage against the Charizard. Now, the Charizard has 330 health, if I'm correct. Let's see if he pulls it into his hand this turn. If that's the case, it would be great to get an Iono. But he's probably going for the Arceus. He goes for Manaphy. Okay, so that's interesting. Probably protect his bench. We don't really have any bench pinging, but Single Strike is a deck that can do some bench pinging, so I don't blame him. So we get Impact Energy, and honestly, This is super rough for our hand to have. We don't have any fighting energy specifically. Now, it doesn't say basic, but ultimately what I'm going to do is I'm going to Tower of Darkness. This is our Shifu. We're going to bench the Skarm. We're going to Yono because they don't want a Kamado at this point. Ruin his hand a bit. A little nice. Okay, we can work with this. I don't think Lost Vacuum is going to be that important in the long run. What I do have to take, however, is going to have to be a Lugia V. Because we need to get evolving as soon as possible. We're in a bad spot right now. We're just going to run Laser Focus, probably pull nothing. Yep, no valid cards, but we'll shuffle. We'll see what we can pull next turn. But what it's looking like is going to happen is we're going to have to use the Serena. Trash the Ultra Ball. Pulls out the Radiant Zard. The Skarm isn't going to be crazy in this matchup. But ultimately, it might be the stall we need. Okay, he bosses orders, brings up the Skarm. Yeah, I wasn't expecting much in this matchup with the Skarm anyways, so this works out well enough. Now, I am really considering a tricky situation. I think I could get the Lugia VStar later, and the Lugia VStar does not matter if we do not have the Archeops in trash. So I'm going to actually pull the Archeops right now. I'm going to Serena. Shoot. I'm going to trash the Impact Energy. We honestly only need 2 total. This might be a bit of a waste, but we got to work with what we got. We're going to DTE onto Lugia V. Switch. Pull this up. I want to keep in orders over Research. We're going to keep Boss's orders over Research. Or, I mean, reverse that. We're going to pick up Archeops. Get 2 running. And we're going to read the wind. This allows us to discard an Archeops and draw 2. Ultimately, this isn't crazy. We're going to have to work with it. We got Research next turn. And we can double bench up the Archeops, which is nice. So he goes for Arven, search for a tool, and a item card. So he's probably going to pick up Rare Candy, if not an Ultra Ball. And I don't know what tool he's running. I don't know really what you run in this deck. Choice Belt makes sense. Let's see where he goes. He does have the Ultra Ball. I don't know if that's what he pulled. I kind of wasn't paying attention, if I'm being honest. Discards the Choice Belt and the Battle VIP Pass. He's probably going for, I want to say Charizard, because that's the big one he needs right now. But he might be going for Pidgeot EX. I personally would be going for the Charizard. Taking a long time. He's really considering this. He goes for the Charizard EX to actually start getting damage, which makes sense. Rare Candies. He's going to be able to treat out some energy. Probably put 2 on his Zard EX, and then 1 on either the Pidgey to retreat, or 1 on the Radiant Zard for extra damage up. He's at free 30. We're going to need a good amount of single strike energies on the pincer in order to get the damage out that we need. But the nice thing is that Lugia V is able to do a real good amount of damage. So we get the Lugia VStar, which works out beautifully. We're going to place Pincer on there, and we're going to Summoning Star. Now, I don't want to use the Research just yet. What I want to do is I want a Primal Turbo. and get both impact energy, put it on the pincer. Now he's at 110, 2 energy is going to put him to 150. We need to hit 170 at minimum in order to kill this Charizard. So what we're going to do is we're going to double single strike energy on him. We're going to research and bank on the possibility of getting a single strike energy. We did not. It's unfortunate. So we're going to just have to sack the Zard, or the Lugia for the Zard. We're just going to hit DTE on the Lugia VStar. And yeah. There's no real need to discard the stadium. But ultimately, what can you do? So, he has the kill on the Lugia VStar right now, but we're going to be able to exchange 1-for-1 with the Zard EX. My question then becomes, what is my next play? He goes Lost Vacuum, getting ready for Steel Stone for Tower of Darkness. Okay, see, this is why I didn't want to discard it. I might not have been needing to use it anymore, but it's good bait. He's at 1 card, but he goes up to 2. He gets 2 prize cards going up to 3, which is unfortunate. I don't really want to use the pincer right now because it's an easy sack position. So what I want to do is I want to send up the single striker Shifu. We're going to be able to hit 180. Yono's pretty good, but I don't want to give him the prize cards. We're just going to hit Primal Turbo. Give him a... Oh, shoot. This is quite bad, actually. Single strike and a Lucky Energy. And Lucky Energy, and I don't want to research. I really don't at this point. What we're going to do is we're going to Yono. Yeah, we're giving him more cards to work with. But we get the Urn of Vitality, which is what I wanted. We're going to Lugia V on the bench. We actually don't have the single strike energy in the trash. Oh. Yeah, that's not good. We're going to Hisui and Heavy Ball right here just to see. We have Yono, Jacques, an Urn, a DTE, a V-Guard, and a single strike. That gets shuffled, so we can't really work with it. I think all we can do, really, at this moment, is we're just going to prep the Lugia VStar for another hit, because it's good. Oh, shoot! We did luck out. We lucked out immensely. We did have the impact energy on the Urshifu single strike. This means that it can apply for any type of energy. We lucked out immensely. We got the single strike energy we needed. We're able to hit hard on the next turn, as long as we can get a boss's orders. The issue with Lugia VStar, it turbos out fast. It turbos out really, really fast. But the nice thing about turbo is that when you're done, you don't need to turbo anymore. I'm running 4 Iono. Part of it is to reshuffle my hand. Part of it's to control my opponent's hand. But the third part, and the most important, is to prevent deck out. This way you're not turboing yourself out. So, I proposed with an interesting question. Do I retreat? Because we can't attack the impact blow next turn, we're going to V-Guard. We are going to retreat into the Lugia V. And we're just going to play it simple, and we're going to Arrow Dive. This is a kill on the Manaphy. We'll take our prize card. If we get DTE, this is really good. That's what we wanted. Because now we can freely retreat into Pinsir next turn if he evolves into the Charizard EX. Since we have the single strike in hand, we can put the single strike on a Pinsir. We're going to be able to do 170. We're going to be able to get the kill. If he manages to shuffle in hand, he's not going to be able to because he played Arvin instead of Yono. We would be considerably good because we can use Archeops to cheat it back in. Now, does this deck have issues? Yes. Does this deck need some improvement? Also, yes. Is it better than the single strike or than the rapid strike? I don't know. That's an interesting question. We'll hope to figure out tomorrow. He does get the Charizard EX out, which, honestly, let's see what he does. He's going to be able to one-tap the Lugia V. If he can get the switch. Does he get the switch? He escape ropes. Okay. Which, this actually works out fairly well for us. In the aspect of, I can sack the Skarm. I guess got Archeops for all I care at this point. We're kind of done with the Archeops. I like the bonus damage, but it's not as consistent as the Rapid Strike deck. I think both serve their own niche purpose. And really the only thing you can do is just see... Oh my. See how you're feeling about it. Now one thing I do want, because I did trash that Urshifu VMAX real fast, too fast. So we luck out. I got nothing in my deck with the Archeops. Yeah, I got no hits. I need to save single strike energy for the pincer. So we are going to DTE and deal 180. I did really want to save that DTE for the Lugia V, but since the Lugia V never needed a retreat, we're good. We got a Yono in hand, prevent deck out, but that's not happening. We have boss's orders to force something into the active slot in case he switches it out. We got the pincer, we got the single strike energy. Ultimately, the game is ours. He doesn't know that yet. On his books, he looks like the game is still mixed. What he would have to do, what he would have done was boss's orders to pincer up and kill it. The pincer does require a lot of investment for this combo to work. Ultimately, the fact that it works is nice because it's hard to one-tap Charizard EX with this much consistency. We're hitting for 340. That's a one-tap. Take that. Now with the new Roaring Moon EX, the Darkrai VStar, we're in an even better spot to justify this deck. So, Roaring Moon EX is a 230, I believe, which can reach 290 with the Ancient Energy Booster. Right? Yeah. So, you'd only need to hit for 300. So, that's going to be 2 single strike energy on Pincer. The Darkrai VStar, I believe, is 270. Yeah. So, you would have to also hit with 2 single strike energy on the pincer. But that's reasonable. Now, I'm going to run some slight variations. Ultimately, I do want some ways to recycle my Pokemon, right? I want a situation like that to not occur again, if need be. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some Super Rod. I think Super Rod's the way to go. But we're not doing basic energy, so really it is kind of out there. It does prevent whatever, deck out. Oh, no. Super effective glasses. This is a theme I want to work with later. I like it. It'll allow one Pokemon that does 110, hint, the pincer, in order to one-tap. something with 330 HP. We're going to take a look at that. I always forget that item exists. In exchange, I want to remove 2 energy. I don't think we really need treasure energy in this. And 20 energy is a lot, but you'll be surprised with how fast you can turbo out with it. And since you can't recycle it with items such as Super Rod, the only card that will allow you to recycle special energies is going to be Roseanne's Backup, which is a single energy for supporter, or Urn of Vitality, but that's only for single strike energy. And it's not impact energy, it is single strike energy. We got our missions done. I want to play one more game to showcase the utility of Lugia single strike. Honestly, if you have your Lugia decks lying around, you got a local tournament you want to just go to, but you don't know what to do, you got some single strike cards, it's not a bad combo. They had a box Black Friday a while ago, which was Urshifu V and V Max. There was a Rapid Strike and a Single Strike box. So I believe the promo version of that should be fairly low. I'm running just 1-1, simply for that fact. And you can run variations. I see people run Storm Yoner, whatever it's called, as a version. Ultimately, Lugia VStar, highly oppressive engine during standard format. Lost Box was really the only thing that could compete against it due to multiple factors, such as not needing an ability. Sorry, just went into the combo. We'll trash Tower of Darkness. We really don't need a second one. We're gonna trash these two. We're gonna pick up a Archeops in the hand. Just get this running. We're not gonna have super effectiveness, but it's whatever. Anyways, sorry for going off. Super oppressive deck. You really needed lightning to counter it, but then you can run opposing forces to lightning energy, such as fighting types, which synergize well with the single strike energy, Sozioner, or there's a lot of aspects that can work with it. Because again, it was a special energy, and at that time, Aurora energy was not banned. So you can run a lot of dark variety to counter your counters. Lost Box came in with Lost Origin. You could run Raikou and do that consistently, as well as Dragonite for a super hard-hitting heavy hitter. So ultimately, the deck was balanced out by power creep. But since this was... shoot. I forgot that set. This was a very tough Pokemon to fight against. Okay, this is rough situation. We could, in theory, earn, but we can't get impact energy back, and he's gonna need impact energy, so we'll research this. We'll evolve to V-Star. We can trash. We got one Lugia in trash? Yeah. We can trash this Archeops. We don't need the Kamado at this point. I am going to keep it on the notion of if I need to draw cards next turn, I have something. We're going to pick up Single Strike Urshifu V. We're going to bench this. We're going to bench the Lugia V. And we're just going to Summoning Star. And see, now we have 4 energies we can cheat out in a single turn. The deck is crazy. we can't get the one tap anymore because of the DTE. I'm gonna hit with V-Guard and Lucky Energy. Yeah. Because I don't think he'll one-tap me. And then we're gonna start setting up the single striker Shifu. We're not gonna be able to one-tap anything with the pincer, but it is an option. Ultimately, I'm gonna feed my single strike energies to the single striker Shifu. And we're just going to end turn by attacking for 2 hundo. Now, he's super scared because that Palkia is super at risk. Leaving my stadium in play, again, doesn't hurt me at all. The move is more so for Path of the Peak, if anything. If the opponent played something like Pokestop, I could probably trash it because I'm not going to need it. Choice Belt, that hurts. Okay, yeah, like Calamity Snow Mountain, that's not going to affect us. I think it's basic. Yeah, one of their basic non-water Pokemon. Put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. That's not going to impact us that much. I think that might put like 20 damage on Urshifu if I attach the impact energy, which I am going to do. Actually, I'm going to put on Pinsir. But we're at a point where it's not going to matter. It's interesting seeing V or Choice Bound because you just don't see that as much. Now, he's going to deal an extra 30. It does 20 more for each bench Pokemon with a base 60. So if you think this is 100, this is 100, that's 260. If he can fill out the bench, he kills. If he can't fill out the bench, he doesn't. So we get the Lucky Energy, we DTE. Oh, shoot. See, now I don't know if I want a Kamado or not. I want a Pinsir. Yeah. And we're going to Primal. We got 2 DTE in the bench. Ultimately, we're fine. What I do want to set up, however, is... shoot. We're going to Lucky Energy DTE on the Lugia V right here. We're going to then Gift Energy onto the Lugia V right here. And I'm honestly fine with sacking this V-Star. I don't think we need another DT. I'd rather keep the impact energy. We're going to Kamado. Keep the impact energy. Choice Belt's nice. This will help in the matchup later on. We're going to pocket it for now because we don't necessarily need it. We're just going to hit for 200 with Tempest Dive and take our first kill of the game. We are going to discard the stadium because it's going to hurt him more than it helps us. So, that's that calculation you got to figure out. Now we got Earn a Vitality, which is nice. Just curious on where he wants to go with this. So he places down the Suicune V. He researches. I would have liked Acuity at first. So that was a misplay on his end, I'm going to call it. He substasis Swells, which is nice. EXP share, that makes sense. Yep, set up the water. So, in theory, he could get the Radiant Greninja attacking next turn. He goes for Nest Ball. Makes sense for the Palkia V-Star. You want as much damage as possible. Arceus V-Star is an interesting play. This is actually the first time I thought that Arceus V-Star was supposed to work with Palkia Dialga V-Star. I've never acknowledged it. I know it's supposed to target Vs, but I've never seen it used with those two in particular. Specifically, Dialga V-Star works well with that. Tough situation we're in. We're going to move up the single striker Shifu. We'll see what we can pull. See, that was super lucky. We're gonna hit with the impact energy. Let's see what we can pull. We'll DTE. We should have the kill. Yeah. Yeah. Choice belt. I don't think we're gonna need choice belt, really. Since this is my fighting type option. I don't know. I'm in a weird position right now. I'm going to place the choice belt on Lugia VStar because I think that's where it'll matter come down to it. We have a single strike in the trash. We're going to wait to earn a vitality. We don't need to do that. We're just going to hit with Gmax 1 blow. And this was a super hard choice to make. Because that is a lot of damage gone. That is our 1 tap on the RCSV gone. But we have options. So we got a Super Rod switch. So the switches are good. Super Rods are alright. I don't think it's going to make or break. He pulls up the Radiant Greninja. What we need is a boss's orders. And a... Okay. What we need is a boss's orders and a Lugia VStar. Now, I was scared for a second that his 90 damage would be able to kill my Pinsir. It will not. My Pinsir's going to be all cool. What's super nice is that if I can get the second Urn of Vitality, we can actually boss's orders. Nope, we actually got game. Because we have an impact, I'm 90% sure we have an impact energy in our prize card, or not our prize cards, but our deck. So I'm just going to begin by Urn of Vitality, because that's what's happening in the first place. We are going to Primal Turbo and check our deck. Yep, we got the impact. This is game. Because his move only does 100, but we're going to get plus 20, plus 40. Primal Turbo. Impact energy. Boss's orders up the RCSV. Now we're going to be able to hit for 280. That's game. Even if he V-starred, we had game. And that's what I like about single strike in this instance. Extra damage is always super nice in these situations. If I was running rapid strike, I would not have been able to pull off that kill right there. But because it was single strike and I had the single strike energy, we were able to clutch the game. I wouldn't say clutch. I think we had fairly good control of the game, but we were able to do well. So yes, this is Lugia Single Strike. This is an engine that I think works well enough. It's got a little bit of issues. You know, you might want to customize it differently than how I have it. I don't think the Jacques is really necessary, but it can help pull if you're bricking hard. The Kamado was kind of just an option I threw in there because I had the rainbow version. You might want to run more Urn of Vitality, more Super Rod. You might want to change up your energy profile a bit. Run different Pokemon. There's plenty of single strike to choose from. But ultimately, I think that the deck works well enough. Single strike is one of those decks that was not talked about in comparison to rapid strike. Because rapid strike was really good. Good type coverage. Really fast. And super good consistency. You know, it's a hard deck to beat, especially at its prime. So, yeah, you know, this takes the best of a really good engine with some powerful Pokemon. I'm just showcasing single strike Pokemon. If you wanted to run some variety on yours, the only recommendation I'm going to make is that you are running basics on the aspect of it's super hard for running like Beedrill. I'm a fan of this Beedrill. It's really good. You're not going to see any special energies in modern TCG Live. And it's a stage 2, so you need a lot of investment in order to get it out. You'd have to take out a lot of cards. It would have to be the focus of your deck. it's better just to run some basics in order to get more damage out. If you want to run Survivor for Darkness for some reason, you might want to run some more single strike supporters, which they're some solid supporters. I think Annihilate might be able to evolve off of this Primeape, so you could work with that. Or maybe this deck might inspire you to go and do an actual single strike deck using the Houndoom engine as intended. Ultimately, you pick what you want to pick. Because again, this deck is for you to play. And so you should be having fun or you should be winning. It's whatever matters to you. So, thank everyone for watching. If you have any comments or suggestions on what you want to see or how I should change up my videos, please let me know. We did just reach level 10, tier 10 in the TCG Live Battle Pass. We are going to open these up in the next video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful day.